Yes, YouTube. We are back with another brilliant episode of UK Prison Stories brought to you by Bolts, Bars and a Bit of Bird. I'm your host, Carl Aldred. Let's get it on. Right. Scottish prisons. I know there's Scottish viewers out there. I don't know much about Scottish prisons. Never been in them, obviously. I think if I did, I'd probably be given a hard time. They're much more unforgiving than we are down south, aren't we? Like, we welcome Scotsmen with open arms. I doubt that I would be welcomed, or any Englishman would be welcomed. But I digress. It's a series. Hopefully, the others will be worthy of putting up here. I ain't going to try and do it if it's rubbish. I literally haven't seen all of this one. I watched the first 5 minutes and I thought, yeah, it'd do. So let's just crack on, see what old Scotland is saying. This is a holiday camp, didn't they? It ain't. Those that have been there, and anyone with a shred of sense in their head will know it's not. Weaklings get preyed upon. Even if you're not weak, if you've got something that other people want, you'll get preyed on and you've got to defend yourself. I've done videos about getting robbed. Yeah, I've got no shame about it. You win some, you lose some. The title was just dawned on me. First and last 24 hours. The first is horrible, and I'd probably say the sweatbox journey is horrible. Is the worst. That's the worst when if you're a YO young person. Most people that go to jail usually go there when they're teenagers. First of all, the sweatbox, the prison van that takes you there. If you're going to somewhere like Feltham, and you get on and everyone's screaming at you, shouting at you, telling you to give you a cigarette, saying they're going to beat you up if you don't. That's intimidating. Don't matter who you are. When you're 16, 17, you realise how much of a child you actually really are when you get on the bus and everyone's on you, on sight. That would be the first. The last, well, I think you all know, the last 24 hours is, it's, you're buzzing. If you've done a long time, sometimes you can't sleep. If you've done it before, you usually can sleep. But you'll be happy. It's like when you're in the delivery room watching your kid being born. It's about as good as that feeling. It's up there. It's definitely up there. Yeah, first 24 hours are bleak. There's no doubt about it. You get onto the wing, you're hearing the noises out the window, people calling you up. Again, just demanding everything you've got. Get a cigarette, get a Rizla, get a milk, get a coffee, get this, get that. What trainers you got on, blah, 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 blah. Sing me a song. All the usual. But you just got to get on with it. And everyone adapts. If they don't adapt, well, you ain't going to last long. Most people adapt.
Almost 25,000 people are admitted to prison in Scotland every year.
When the prisoners first come in, they're not aware of what they're coming into. I know the names of everyone that's coming through the door. I don't prejudge how they're going to come through the door because I don't know what circumstances they found themselves back again.
They are called sweatboxes. I don't know if I just explained. They are called sweatboxes, not prison vans, because you roast in them. It's tiny little things. It's enough room for you to sit and stand. Maybe not even stand. Yeah, you can stand. You can't stretch your legs out. You got your knees pushed up in a bent position. You sort of like limp forward on a plastic chair, and when it's cold, you freeze, and when it's hot, I've seen people pass out in there and have to be like dragged out, like legs dragging as they're getting dragged out of the van. I've seen it. A couple of people. I've been in there and it's been so hot. You think you're suffocating. You think you're going to suffocate. And listen, sympathy is not wanted or deserved. You're in there for a reason. I'm just saying that sometimes it is boiling, and when it gets hot, it feels like there's no oxygen, and it gets sucked out.
So every time someone comes in, it's an individual assessment.
How are you?
I'm alright. You see that? I'm not happy with that because it's bollocks. They can't keep you in here forever, and you've always got a live date at some point. And that's what I believe, and I just believe it. I'll say it. Another day up the judge's arse.
Natasha is in prison for shoplifting and is about to face her first 24 hours at Greenock Prison.
Obviously got a drug issue. Obviously, yeah, she's in there for shoplifting. She will have a drug issue, drug problem, crack and heroin, probably. I'm sure it will come out on the show. Is really sending this bird to prison going to help her in any way? Is it going to help society forget her? Is it going to help society? Is it going to stop her shoplifting and stop her taking drugs? No, because there's loads of drugs in there probably. And shoplifting is there. I always feel sorry for birds because they like when they're in like sort of in this situation, because it's very rare that it's just a normal girl with no issues. Very often they're going to be like some poor abuse victim that's turned to drugs and is now shoplifting or like being a prostitute. They're always damaged, and I just don't think jail helps most of them.
The fighting the prisoners is alright, but that's not true.
What have we talked about that? Once I get a chat with them, maybe get to the bottom, and they realise maybe we could help them. I think some of them they probably find it hard to believe that we're just normal. Some of us anyway.
Is that right, Anne?
That's correct, yeah. Can I get your hoodie off you?
When I'm in jail, I seem to get into a lot of fights, and I don't know why. It just seems to happen.
Right, I'll tell you what you're wearing first. What kind of trainers are they?
Can I buy shoes? They'll go through our property. They'll ask us questions. They'll do risk assessments to see if we're suicidal or what mental health problems, physical problems.
When a prisoner comes into reception, we would ask the prisoner to sit on what we call the boss chair.
The boss chair, or body orifice security scanner, helps the officers identify contraband.
We are looking for mobile phones, weapons, whether it be lockback, knives and stuff like that, or drugs. That is the main ones that we are looking for. But other people sometimes, as females especially, makeup is contraband to them. Right, if you have a seat on the chair for me, please. That's great. If you go in there.
The chair is basically a metal detector to see if you've got hidden mobile phones, razor blades, knives, anything like that inside you. And basically they need to do that for the safety of the prisoners in here.
Before that, it was the wand, like a metal detector wand, like, and it would beep if it touched anything. But those were, they were rubbish. Yeah, they are still used. Probably more for show than anything. If you've got a phone's mostly plastic. It's not gonna do anything. Those chairs, they're an upgrade. It's gonna spot it. If it's in there, it will spot it.
A month and a half
I
ago.
was going to say, it's not been that long, is
You
it?
remember me?
Oh, worked in the pantry.
I did so.
Are you happy to be back here in Greenock?
Aye, fair enough.
Is there anyone that you would like to phone To let them know you're here.
If you don't mind,
You know the number, yeah?
Yep.
We give the prisoners the option of a phone call to their family to let them know that they're at Greenock. Obviously, just to reassure them that they're there and that they're okay. And also, as far as my assessment, it helps me gauge how they're feeling. Just let them know you're here and you'll contact them over the next couple of days.
Thank you. Hello, Gran, it's me. I'm phoning for Greenock. The officers let me use the phone, just to let you know I'm here and I'm alright, and I hope you're alright and I love you, but I'm in Greenock, and my live date's the 20th of August. No longer, Gran. I rang my gran to ask her how the kids were doing. I wish my kids had a better mum. I've just got too many problems, and I know they're well looked after when I'm in here. I know they're well looked after, and they always are by the family, so I'm happy with that.
We are going through primarily searching to make sure that there's no items that they shouldn't be there. Generally, we're checking everywhere. Prisoners have a lot of time to spend on their own thinking of different ways of concealing items. So in trousers, you're checking waistbands, maybe inside pockets, in trainers. It's a bit of a game. They're looking to conceal it and we're looking to find it, and they'll always find new ways.
At least he's admitting it. They're not going to find it. They might find it in the spots they know, but like he said, prisoners always find new ways. Just if a screw knows about it, then prisoners already moved on probably 10 times, found 10 new hiding places.
There's male officers going through your stuff in your underwear and everything else, and it's a bit degrading and embarrassing, to be honest. Say you've not made the laundry that day and you've got maybe something dirty in you, I'll deliberately get big bags and tie it all up and stuff, and you're hoping they'll not go through it, but they go through it and it's horrible. There was 2 female officers that did the strip search with me. Last day the property, but first the strip search, They're going to see your private parts. They're going to see your chest. It's embarrassing that you have to spread your bum cheeks and everything. It's degrading. You feel disgusting. You feel as if you're stripping in front of a pure stranger. And the officers at strip search, you work in here and all you think is they've seen me with nothing on. And especially with me, you think, are they gay? And have they been looking at me? I mean, things like that, you know. Like, a lot of things go through your mind at that stage.
English cells might be different. I suppose in the high security it might be different, but even in a BCAT, local, you get in there, they sort of just say, drop your boxers, like, don't even take them off, drop them to your sort of knees, give them a shake and spin round with it, sort of like that. It might be, it's obviously different in Scottish jails. I don't even know how they do it to the women in English jails, to be honest with you, but that's how they do it to the men. They just say, yeah, you take all your clothes off, you just put your arms up, you spin round, and then they say, drop your boxers. Usually you've got your t-shirt on when you do it. They do like top half first, then your bottom half. Drop them down, shake them about, that's it. That's it.
Right, Natasha, home, we'll take you to the hall. You got your throat, Carol?
After a 2-hour admission process, Natasha is finally going to her new cell.
The walk from reception to the hall may only be 100 metres, but for them it may feel a lot longer. They are starting to take in their surroundings. For a lot of them, when they get to the hall and see it, it is a bit of a shock to them, shock to the system. Walking into the hall, all eyes are on you. They go, oh,
all the new transfers. If there's somebody say you don't go on where you don't like, you go, am I going to end up fighting again? Because I was fighting in here the last time.
Happy enough to be here? Any issues with anyone here? No.
Fights happen, jealousy happens. Say if they've not got their teeth or they're not really good looking. Females are really jealous, really nasty. If anything happens, I deal with it, and I have dealt with it in the past in prison.
She ain't got all her teeth. They get jealous if they've got their teeth. They get jealous if they forget to put their dentures in. She does seem like trouble would follow her around though, doesn't she? She does seem like she'd be arguing and fighting all the time.
Prison definitely keeps a lot of people safe and has helped many people. Unfortunately for some it works and some it doesn't, so we'll keep trying.
Low Moss. Is that in Scotland still? It must all be in Scotland. It's a Scottish episode.
You have to have a strong personality in here. If you don't, I think you could get ate alive. You go and take a wee breath, calm down, and I'll look into the link centre for you. And if you're going to be like that, possibly you won't be going today either, so calm. You need to stay calm. I was a beauty therapist before, but I feel like I'm kind of suited to the job. I like working with people. Difficult people is a challenge. I like a challenge. It's more up my street. Night, Mick. Yes, just that guy at the door. Outside the prison, I take part in boxing. I absolutely love it. I think it's a good way to de-stress. Don't call me darling. Right, okay. Go and get a top on. Go and get a top on, because you're not running about like that. Go and get a top on. And then on the flip side of that, I sometimes, if I'm not fighting, do a ring card for the boxing. As I say, if I'm not in the ring fighting, then I'll be in the ring with my hair done and my heels on. A-section PT only. Obviously, there's times, I think you wouldn't be a human if you were a wee bit kind of weary of situations and maybe certain people, but prisoners are just people. You begin to realise they are just people for all different backgrounds and walks of life. That's all they are. Same as us.
In reality, it's the ongoing debate, isn't it? If a load of geezers are fighting, is she going to be able to break it up? I mean, they say having a female in prisons de-escalates situations, and sometimes geezers feel like they can talk to them more. But in reality, I mean, how many geezers are going to be getting the tissues out after they spoke to her? You know what I mean? I mean, she must know that. I'm sort of not even digging her out. Like, I don't even know what I'm saying. But to know that geezers are doing that about to you daily, you can't ignore it. She's not an idiot. She knows what she looks like. You know, if you was her geezer, if you was her husband, I'm presuming she's got an husband. If you was her partner, would you be happy that she was going to work in a man's jail where all these geezers are ultimately going to be perving on her, probably?
Kelvin 1 Gordon speaking.
There's normally about 700 prisoners roughly at Low Moss, and on a weekly basis there's maybe about 20 to 30 come to the end of their sentence, and get liberated.
It's Billy's last 24 hours in prison.
I was charged with permanent disfigurement, permanent impairment, and danger to life.
Did he get a touch? I mean, what he said sounds like in an English court that would have been GBH. It sounds like someone's been cut, really, doesn't it? Like permanent damage, blah 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 blah, whatever else he said. In England, it sounds like it was GBH. 18 months. So maybe I don't know exactly how it works in Scotland, but in England, if you've done 18 months, that means you got 3 years. Did he have a touch, or is that just the way it is in Scotland?
The permanent impairment was for his eye. I had to get surgery in his eye. Permanent disfigurement, that's like a 1-inch scar because that, so I don't know what that was. So I've never ever seen the guy ever again. I've never even seen him before that night. And the danger to life was because I gave him the 2 kicks to the head.
I take back what I said about the thing. He didn't say that, did he?
I can't remember what the other charge was on it. I would be lying if I told you, and I don't want to do that to you, you know.
Billy's preparing for his Liberation Day tomorrow.
Hey ho, here we go. Final push, you know.
Yeah, proper milk? You're spoiled, mate.
Just packing up most of my stuff in here. Once they open us up, I'll get up, I'll have my usual shower, get ready, and then got the place out, which is a job. Right. Give out stuff to other people that I'm not going to need, you know, like sugar. So, fight at it. Need to take the pictures with me.
What the hell happened there? Someone hacking into the laptop or what? Taking away all my details as we're watching. What the hell happened?
These are things that brighten up your day if you're having a low day. Just look at the pictures. I'll give you back over some of the letters you get. My wee brother, he'll be 11 in a couple of weeks. I made the decision to tell him I was in here, you know, because I want him to know to be in here and how horrible it is and that. I really miss him, you know, it hurts.
Hey, you got a PT?
Yeah.
You got a PT?
No, I'm just going back to
Right, okay. No bother, Billy. I really do genuinely think there's a lot of things that would go through a guy's mind on a daily basis when the cell door's closed.
You'd be one of them.
You know there's absolutely no way you can go anywhere.
The worst days of your life. The worst days of your life. You've got to go on it. You can't just say, "Oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this, can I get home?" You know, you can't do it.
Hey guys, let's step up for the route.
And you don't realise how shit it is while you're doing it. Only when you can step back and you've ain't done it for a long, long time, you think, "Oh mate, life was shit. My life was shit." Totally agree with him on that. Life it's the worst time ever. There's no worse time, and you truly don't realise it when you're doing it. It's pathetic.
This will be Billy's last night locked in his cell.
Right, John. when the door locks at night time, that's when reality kicks in for all the boys.
As far as where I am now, I'm wiser. A wee bit older with Grace, and trying to be, I don't know, a better man.
I'm rooting for you, Billy. If that is even your name.
Here we go.
It's the morning of Billy's liberation, and in 1 hour he will be free.
Liberation sounds better than getting kicked out of the door, doesn't it? I like their style in Scotland, man. For liberation.
You're still in the prison, you're still treated like a prisoner, even though it's a day of release. So you still got rules to abide by, you know what I mean? Just take a seat, Annie, I think.
In the liberation process, it's what's called their EDL, earliest date of leaving. When that comes up, it's obviously that's all the boys have been waiting on. Is just
Oh, I thought it was the English Defence League.
that date where they can walk free.
Straight and narrow. Straight and narrow, that's it. Sometimes you get drove on a different path, you know. So we're only going to find their paths straight and narrow, hopefully. What's that? Aye.
When a prisoner comes in, the prison, they would obviously get kind of jail clothes to put on. It is known as the dirty to clean process.
After 18 months, Billy's belongings are returned, and he's back in the clothes he came to prison in.
They will stink. If you haven't had them washed, and I forgot a couple of things, because you can send out to get them washed or whatever. I've done it after, I've been giving them back after years. They stink. They stink. And you put them on and you're fully aware that they stink. You don't really care that much, but you sort of become a bit self-aware when you're on the train or something and you absolutely stink.
It is a big change for being in here, adapting back to being outside, you know. You've been close with some of the people in your section, you know, become friends with them, you know, and then you're out there, you get back in with your friends and all that. Do their friends want to talk to you because you've been back in the jail? In fact, I find out in 2 weeks when it's my birthday. Who says happy birthday?
Go on, Billy. You do. You have butterflies. You'll be well happy, mate. Everyone knows. Everyone can imagine the happiest feeling they've ever had. It sounds so sad and pathetic, but it matches when you're getting out. It sounds so sad and it's so pathetic, but that's the feeling you will have.
Cheers, bud. You take it easy. Hope everything's alright with the veins and the missus, right, bud? See you later, bud, right? It will be a good day, and I'll be feeling joy. I'll not have my hands in there. I'll not have nothing in there, but inside, man, my belly will be doing jiggly walkies. There's a new word.
Jiggly walkies. Wish I said that and not butterflies now.
The liberation process is always a happy process for prisoners, eh? Most of them will always be happy leaving. As you can imagine, they're walking out of prison. Put your sun lotion on. Go and stand at that gate and I'll get you out the other side.
Thank you. Stepping out the front door, you can definitely feel the wind. definitely, you don't feel the wind any other time. Seeing you come out, it's like, nice, it's a wee bit cold. There, you're like, oh, I'll grab it and that, you know.
We've got a phone, a belt and 3 keys, and that's us.
Okay, okay.
Is that everything?
I can't remember.
Are you just leaving? You don't come back now?
Aye, well, that's the plan, you know. Right, thanks very much. Cheers, Ricky.
Does he stay out, or are we going to see him in episode 2, The Return?
My cousin's coming to pick me up, and first thing I'm going to do before I even get to her car is light up a real smoke. I'd probably be raining, but I wouldn't even care if it was raining. I'm getting out.
Real ciggy. Oh, I'm surprised there's not a sweet shop directly bang opposite the jail. There is in England, man. Every time there's a jail, there'll be newsagents. They will rake it in with. They can probably send their kids through college with the amount of people that buy the Sun newspaper and the Mirror from that newsagent. That they'll have the contract with the prison. Whoever's at that local newsagents will be able to send magazines and newspapers, and mate, they will. They are generating wealth by newspapers alone. Prisoners get out, go in there, buy a beer, buy a box of fags. Yeah, they're not stupid. They know the best locations. But anyway, first and last 24 hours. We're gonna have to leave it there, man. I am dying standing here, sweating, mate. It is hot tonight. It is hot. It's been hot all day. I ain't even gone out today, just chilled out. First glance at Scottish jails, them jails anyway, low moss, didn't look that bad. I could imagine that there's worse nicks that will make low moss look like a holiday camp. And like I said, I just called it a holiday camp. I don't even like people when they call it a holiday camp. Yeah, the first, as you would imagine, the first 24 hours miserable. The first 23 hours are just the same as any other day. Getting banged up that night is when you get really happy, and you don't even mind it if you can't sleep. I mean, you punch a zipping or something off one of your neighbours anyway. Yeah. Did you enjoy it? Would you want to go and visit Low Moss? And what's the other one? Greenock. Yeah. We will be back tomorrow. If you enjoyed that, hit subscribe. And we'll chat again. Adios.